Well, good morning, family. It's been a while. Lots of stuff happened. We never have a dull moment here in the Matrix. So, well, I finally felt like chatting a bit. And I've been out of words. Yeah, it's also clear to me now. And, well, I connect very deeply to a sister in Vermont, Lalita, for 7 years now, and somehow we always are, in the same place at the same time, but experiencing it from a different perspective. So when I was going through my experience with the void, the infinite source, you know, that is below us and that is dark, a dark mass of like cosmic water, and it's not above us, you know. So while I was going through that, while that was entering my consciousness, she was sharing about it also. And so I was like, okay, let's do. And she shared that she wanted to assist others who are ready, who have detached themselves fully from all the programs and entities, and the ones who are in 0 point, the place we all get to if we do the work, the harmonic 0 point, where you become the observer, and nothing triggers you anymore, and you just enjoy the show that is going on here. And yeah, the matrix cannot get to you anymore. So I wish that for everybody. So keep doing the work. At the end of the video, I will share some very simple, well, tricks in a way you can do. If you have a moment, you go to the toilet or you just turn around and do it. And it's a way to pull yourself back into 0 point, back into your heart space, your center 0 point, and align yourself to, well, the source below you, the source of infinite love. Well, I just call it the void. And but I will share it at the end of the video. And so I decided to connect to Lalita when I heard she was giving, because she has a very rich history of shamanic work and as a galactic astrologer, and she's someone who not only has her own unique soul experiences as an infinite being, but she also does a lot of research and she reads a lot of books. And well, I have stopped reading books, I don't know, like 7 years ago. I stopped reading books, and I only followed my own experiences, coming from within, all is within. So I started reading my own book, and from those experiences, I formed my truth and reformed my truth and reformed my truth. You have to keep an open mind, because every time you clear a matrix layer program and you make it formless, through your heart, your center, and you send it into the void, your consciousness expands, as you know, and therefore, your truth changes. You literally wake up to, well, what is. And where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So I would come to certain things, through my soul experiences, and she would come to certain things through her soul experiences, and and look it up in old books and old paintings, from former resets, and so she gives this extra dimension to it, for me. So she's like this beautiful mirror that gives something extra, to my experiences. And I will also share the links below to her latest 3 videos, because she explains it in a way that I cannot explain it. It's beautiful. So I would advise you to look at those 3 videos. It's about the elves, the buds, the elves, and another one is about the 7 planets, inner planets, the archons. And the latest one is about the 7 eons. And it's fascinating, the way she shares it. So it will enlighten your consciousness. I will place the link below. So, so I decided to connect to Lalita and make the journey with her to the void. And it's because I've seen the void below me, and I could see that. But there was something in between, I told you about like these cells who are connecting, and the ones who are awake are connecting, and they are having this frequency that forms itself in a geometry. And when it all clicks together, there's this new structure. And below there is this dark mass, going anti-clockwise, because when I was looking at it from above, it was going clockwise. But when I was in the void, in the infinite source where we all come from, I know now, it was going anti-clockwise and very slowly. And it's like this dark mass of water substance, it's like a mixture of water and plasma, and there are these sparks within. And I now know one of that spark was me when I was in it, but it goes very slowly anti-clockwise, and it becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller as you go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And so I did there's another name for it, but I don't remember the name. Lalita will, if you look at her video, she will tell you the name. But it's like the death journey. So I did the death journey with her to the void, and we had a session about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I don't know. Time flies. And well, and basically what you do is, well, you let everything dissolve into nothing, into dust. So you take off your nose, you let your eyes fall in, your mouth fall in, your tongue, your ears fall off, and you take off your skin, your organs, your muscles, your nervous system, your light system. And then you come down to the bones, and you let your bones dissolve, and then ploop, and then you are in the void. And you cannot be there too long, because then you cannot come back to your body. But it was truly, I've experienced it as home. It's such a it's very difficult to give words to it, but okay, let's try to give words to it. It's like, I don't know, it's like before our soul, before, if a woman is pregnant and, you know, you have that first cell, it's forming. Before that moment, before it becomes a cell, the consciousness, the awareness lands in the waters of the womb. I think it's something like that. That's the best way to describe it. And it's like on Earth, if I have to, what's the difference when I put it into love, you know? I would say that in the womb, in the void, we experience 100% of love. And here in the Matrix, in this game, we experience 1% of it. So we don't even know what love is. Here, in this trauma-based reset prison realm. So that's the best way to describe it. And you know, you want to stay there forever. You know, you don't want to go. It's amazing. And you're going in that, you're part of that mass. It's just going, and it's wonderful. And you know, we don't need this body, you know. But this whole realm is an illusion, you know. It's just an illusion. It's truly an illusion. I've always known it was a game. Ever since I was a child, I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, it doesn't make sense. Is this a game or something? You know, and later on when my soul kicked me, well, yeah, kicked me into awakening in high speed in 2012. You know, no more delays, no more going back into the Matrix. No, now it's time to, you know, go full speed. And I was talking to a friend in Belgium and talking about my core feeling about this realm. And I remember telling him, to me, it feels like a game. Nothing is real. And while I was going in, you know, through the process, it was just confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. And up until the point that I saw myself disappear into the mirror, into nothingness, the void. And a landscape, you know. Oh, something is passing. A whole landscape, you know, the whole forest was just disappearing. So I was, yeah, and no drugs, you know. You know, I don't do drugs. Well, I've tried it when I was younger, when I was living in Amsterdam. But you know, I have such a vivid imagination. So it just, I already, you know, I've been dimension hopping my whole life. I've been out of my body my whole life up until 2012, when I was forced into my body. You know, because I didn't want to be here. So I was constantly dimension hopping. I started to realize then. And but I needed to come into my body, you know, because your body is your portal. It's your way down to the void, to the source that is below us. And that is not the white light. No, it's not the white light. It's the darkness. The darkness below us. You know, why do you think they scare us for the darkness? Ever since we are a child. Oh, the darkness, the darkness. And you go to the light. It's all. And including the chakras, you know, I talked about it before. You know, I saw it happening when I was, you know, through a brother in Atlantis and looking at an experiment and the shit they have done to us. Oh, so many times. But they just flipped the chakras, you know. They have flipped everything. You know, they have flipped everything. Everything. So the crown chakra, I keep it closed, I don't open it, so I had it open. Yeah, for my whole life it was open, this incarnation. That's why I was constantly dimension hopping. And in 2012 I became conscious about it. So I saw where I was hopping, through the dimensions. That is all within, it's not without. But I was just going into all directions, and it's the galactic realms. We love to identify ourselves with all those aspects, and they're merely, they're just remains of traumas we have experienced when our soul was shattered. That bloop bloop, it shatters, and then we have to collect them. We have to bring them home, and wherever our shattered soul pieces are, they create a loop of it in a way. It becomes a matrix program. They create a loop of it, and they place it above, a frequency within, but we have access to it because it's part of our programming. But we experience it as a beautiful something, and whoa, I was a mermaid and I could breathe underwater, and I was in Lemuria, and I was on the Pleiades, and I was in this beautiful temple, and I've experienced so many stories, and every time I was like, oh yeah, oh my God, this is. But I was like, well, then I'm everything, I'm everything and nothing at the same time. Yeah, exactly. And so I just brought home all those aspects, all those shattered pieces of my soul that was shattered through the whole matrix, not just this first center matrix. You have all those galactic matrices where you also have shattered pieces, and they manipulate you. They manipulate you, in everything. It's all it's all an illusion. And because we love the stories, that's the programming. We love the stories and having an identity and call ourselves a Pleiadian or a light worker, or I don't know, you name it. I know I love to do that also. I was like, oh my God, I'm that. Oh my God, I'm that. But that's all distraction. And the new earth, I'm sorry to say, but it's also distraction. And they've done it. I've ever since I've been in the void. Before that, I saw it, but now it's like the bones are remembering it, and they were showing it me. They were bringing me to former resets, and it's been the same every time. And I thought it was a cycle of 8, but it's a cycle of 7. And it's eventually it's a cycle of 9, because it's the cycle of 7. Like a form experiment has 7 cycles, so the human experiment had 7 cycles. This experiment, this present experiment had 7 cycles, 7 timelines. That is why I saw myself, in the same body, but in different, in the same place also, but doing something different, Like in Hoedremont, when I was in the Ardennes in the forest, I was sitting at the side of the water, working with my organs, doing my thing. And then I saw myself running in the woods, being very sporty, and running in the woods. I was like, okay. So that's a different version of me. That's the 7... there's just one reset, and in that reset there are 7 timelines that, they turn back time, pump, and they try again, turn back, but they can only 7 times. They can only do that 7 times. And we are now, at the end. And yeah, so nothing is new. Nothing is new. We've been through this before. And yeah, and we're all players in the game, you know. Yeah, but there is a way out, and that's the void. I'm sure of it now. Yeah, I'm so sure of it. I know. And, you know, so I'm going into all directions, but oh, let's see, where was I going to first? Making the journey with Lalita, that journey. Yeah, well, the difference in perception between me and Lalita is she's like, well, that's you know, that's the end. That's where we are coming from, and that's where we're going back to. You know, if you make the choice, you know, you can trick yourself, go to the white light, and experience another reset with 7 eons in it. She calls it eons, but you know, 7 timelines in it, and and then the eighth. Oh yeah, I was talking about that, you know, and so there's the 7 timelines are in it, and then the eighth is the you know, you could say the Phoenix event, you know, the flood, and you know, um, chaos starts on the surface of this realm. And then the ones who are, you know exactly what this game is about, go underground. You could call them the dark players, you know. And then the ninth, it's the new, you know, it's the transformation to the new reset. So, you know, 7 timelines, eight is the cataclysm event, and then the ninth is the new reset. So it comes in 9 steps, you know. And I used to think, because, you know, we constantly have to, you know, adjust our truth. And I used to think that because I look through the eyes of love, so I make everything more beautiful. I've done that ever since I landed here again. And it was my way of coping with this cold steel matrix. You know, and the animals and nature assisted me. And humans, you know, I couldn't, you know. I've always been a loner because, you know. But now I'm just, you know, I'm meeting beautiful souls who are pure love, you know, pure heart frequency, and love the animals as much as I love the animals, you know, and know the importance of, you know, see it all. And so now there is this beautiful connection between me and other souls, humans. So, but before that, I was always, you know, feeling, yeah, disconnected with humans. Not anymore. Well, not all of them. So, where was I going? Yeah, where was I going? I don't know. You know, I'm going a bit into all directions. So I hope it makes sense. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was talking about the difference in perception between Lalita and myself. She feels it's like the end, you know, the void is where we come from, and where we go back to, you know. It's just, you never want to leave, I promise you, you know, and you don't need this body. It's just, oh, once you're there, you know what love is. What we experience here, it's all trauma based, you know. It's all trauma based, you know. I'm home in 0 point, harmonic 0 point now, so, you know, I'm fully aligned to the void, and the matrix cannot reach me anymore. They cannot trigger me, they cannot hook on to old wounds. It's all, you know, all is gone. All the programming, it's gone. And it's been a tough journey, but and I wanted to step out of it many, many times, but it was worth it. It was so worth it. So I'm just enjoying myself now, and laughing as an observer about the game, and assisting soul brothers and sisters as much as I can, bringing them to 0 point through body work and energetic work. So that's what I do now. I don't create anymore. I don't want to give anything more to the matrix. You know, because we keep it. You will, if you listen to the videos of Lalita, she can explain it so much better than me. But it's, I've given so much to the matrix, because I love to create what I see through my eyes of love. So you could say I've created, if you look at my art, you could say, well, I've created so many realms, new realms for the matrix, new reset possibilities. And, it's a new metaverse, they can all use it for the metaverse. Their new reset realm. Robotic, I don't know, reset realm. I don't, it's because the body is not here. I know it sounds maybe really crazy, but truly the body is not here. We think it is, we think it is, but including the body is an illusion. So, yeah, so it's like, and we don't need it, it's awareness, the awareness, the infinite awareness, the light, how you want to call it, that's who you truly are, and it's infinite, and yeah, I know maybe it sounds crazy, but it's, that new earth realm, it's the metaverse, to me in the now it's the metaverse, and they have used everything as a distraction, everything is a distraction, and they need us as creators to keep this going, this prison realm. We are creating the outside screen, and as a collective, and personally from the inside to the outside, your own personal screen. So if you're harmonic in 0 point in imbalance, aligned to the void, well, you experience love everywhere. And if the matrix comes by, walks through your screen, you laugh about it, that's the collective walking through your screen. You can laugh about it, you're the observer, and you don't identify yourself with it anymore. So it becomes easier. But now I'm drifting again. Let's go back to, the difference in perception, between, Lalita and myself, is that she feels in this now moment that it's the end, the infinite source of love we call the void, where form becomes formless, and we come home to true infinite love. She feels it's the end. It's the home where we come from and where we go back to. I agree with that, that's home. But to me, it's also not the end. Why? Because when I was in it, I was experiencing that it was becoming more narrow. And the more deeper I went, the more narrow it became. It felt like a birth channel, a birthing channel. So it felt like, a doorway, a portal to the infinite, And so that's the difference in perception. But yeah, so So, you know, I only align myself to the void and to 0 point within. And I have my chakra. This one, I have it closed because I don't want to be an antenna anymore for the matrix. And I only am in 0 point. And so it's so calm and harmonic and, you know, just flowing from moment to moment. And all is present in every moment. So you don't have to, you know, all the chasing of the career and the chasing of, oh, I have to, you know, be someone. I have to show myself, and I have to. That's also that's a savior project. Oh, I have to save the world, and I have to save the earth. And no, it's all an illusion. They are using us to keep the game going. So I don't want to give anything more to the game, just to myself and to the void. And from that state of being of infinite love, I want to be there, you know, for the souls who are ready to, you know, become their own mother, become their own father. So the child wounding, that is for the matrix the most important, because they can hook onto it, and they have placed so many programs into that child wound, loops in a way. So you keep looping, looping, looping. So the most important thing is to become your own father, become your own mother, become fully responsible. And so it becomes safe in this thing we call body. It becomes safe in the body, and your child can come home, you know, has nothing to fear anymore. So the wound dissolves into nothingness, including all the programs that make the wounding, you know. And then you're in 0 point, you know, and everything becomes so easy. So I wish that for everybody, but it is hard work. I know, I've been there, you know. But keep going, you know. We are in this end phase of the reset, and the only thing that is important now, the only thing that is truly important now, to get home to your 0 point. Become your own mother, become your own father, and make sure the child wound within, you know, dissolves into nothingness. And everything you stumble upon, you know, in programming, and see it as a program. It's all is a program. We have karmic programming. Everything is programming. It's all programming. The past is the past, you know. If the former lives, the incarnations, oh, don't romanticize it, you know. It's all trauma-based. It's all trauma-based. And just, it's all part of this game. So just, and also the galactic lives and the galactic federation and, you know, all that, and the new earth, and it's all distraction, distraction, distraction. And to keep you off the path, you know, they don't want you to get into 0 point and become your own mother and father. So the child wound dissolves, and you can align yourself to your true home below you, the void, and open up your chakra. First chakra, which is, it is truly your first and one and only very important chakra, aligned to the void, you know. And keep this one closed. Yeah, that's my experience now. It's just, I have no more questions, you know. I'm done with questions. I just, you can take it in or you don't, but this is what it is, you know. This is what it is. I know now, and I know my way out of here. I know the way they play the game, and you know, they have messed truly with everything. Yeah, and we keep it going, you know, because we hold on to identities and stories, and we want to be someone, and We are already infinite beings. Yeah. We already know. Yeah. Going for all those, we don't have to understand. If a feeling enters your heart, or an emotion enters your heart, or a story enters your heart, or whatever, stop with explaining everything, trying to understand everything. That's exactly what they want. I know, because I've I, I've done it. Yeah, they had me. Well done, Matrix. And I've been distracted. Yeah. But well, yeah, you know. But I'm here now. So, and we are going towards the end of the reset. So don't, just feel it, take it in. If it's, if it's not feeling okay, just take it into your heart and just go with the intent, going to your 0 point, and just, make it formless. Bye bye. Next one. So, but I talked about it before. So, yeah. So I'm repeating myself, I guess, but yeah. And we are the magician. We what we believe to be true becomes true on the outside screen. They can hack us. Yeah. Well, as long as you're not in 0 point, they can hack you. And once you're in your harmonic 0 point, it becomes really fun, because you can see it coming. It's like, oh, you want to try? Okay, hi, bye bye. So it becomes fun. It becomes a fun game. That's how I experience it. So, yeah. Yeah. And I remember in 2012, I went to a shamanic weekend. And with the intent, I spoke out the intent in 2012 that I wanted to, activate my shamanic powers within once again. And I wanted to overcome my fear for darkness. Because every time, I've experienced energetic things with reptilian beings ever since I was 4 years old. And so I was afraid of the dark. And I was like, okay, I want to overcome that. I want to overcome my fear for the dark. Well, my magician self, we are all magicians and alchemists. I spoke that. I brought that into, that was the energy I was, bringing into this prison realm. Hologram game, whatever it is. Illusion. So, yeah, well, so I experienced so much darkness the 7 years that were following. So much. Because I wanted that, I wanted to overcome my fear for the darkness. And so I did, So that was my way of awakening, that was my path of awakening. And then I also set the intent at some point that I wanted to experience, fully consciousness. I wanted to see all the other dimensions. I wanted that. So I did, And, but, yeah. But I could, because there were so many shattered pieces of my soul present there in all those other dimensions, which are within, not without. The UFO is not without. It's just, if you believe there is a UFO, and if the collective, like 80%, or I don't know, something like that, or maybe 50% of the collective consciousness believes that that UFOs are, real, well, there we go, yeah, and yeah, everything is trauma based here, everything, you know. When we fall in love here in this matrix prison, it's always from wounding, yeah, it's always from wounding. I'm very curious what happens if I, at some point, when I'm still here, I meet someone who's also in 0 point aligned to the void. What happens then? How would I experience love then? Would we go together? I don't know. I don't know. But it's not something that I'm, I don't, because I'm so in oneness with all through my alignment to the void now. It's, so I'm missing nothing. It's all here right now. So that's not needed anymore. But before, if I look back at my relationships, it was always from, because I had so many other lifetimes with them and blah, blah, blah. It's all karmic encoding, The romance of the former lives. Oh, but you remember, in that life we did that together, and oh, yeah. Distraction, distraction, distraction. Yeah, it's to keep you in a repeating loop of trauma. And where was I going? There we go again. Oh yeah, if I look back at my relationships, it was always born from trauma, Before 2012, I consciously started to work through the layers of I already healed some of the layers, of my father wounding and my mother wounding and my child wounding, but there are so many layers to it. So in 2012, I consciously started that journey and work on the last layers of the mother wound and the last layers of the father wound and the child wound through all incarnations, resets, and the ancestral lines. We romanticize it, but it's just a program. And all the shattered pieces because of all the traumas, that happened throughout this matrix. That is not just this earth prison realm, it's so much more. It's the galactic realms, and in this now moment I feel it's not just what is it, the 7 or the 12 other galactic realms, and I believe there are, like, maybe there are 24 other realms and maybe 48 other realms, because I've been through so many dimensions, and lots of them are just like, okay, I don't know. So I thought it was a cosmic realm, but no. No. It's all within this matrix construction. And the sun, I'm sorry to say, but the sun, I know, I've experienced, I went through the sun and I saw this beautiful pastel colored angel-like shapes, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, the sun is the portal. And I thought that for a very long time. I believed that, but now it's all a mind game. It's just, they just click on a program and make you see. And I'm sorry to say so, but that's what's my reality now, and within this illusion. And also the moon, I talked about it before. The moon is the reincarnation station, and the white light and the planets, It's all part of the prison realm, the prison matrix. So, that's why it's so important to let go of all those stories and the need for identities and, oh, but I'm that and I do that and, well, you know, just be, because you are an infinite being. And the more you let go of all those stories and identities and the longings, and also the savior, we have to save this. Well, I don't want to save this. I don't want to save this disgusting prison realm game. No, this is not Earth. No. So no, I don't want to give anything anymore to it. So I've stopped creating also. uh, you know, I'm not sharing any more of my. I leave my. First I wanted my website to bring it down, but it's already in the matrix. It's already in the metaverse. So and yeah, we are somewhere else. We all go through the path of awakening. So and my website is. It was because a brother of mine reminded me. Your website reflects your awakening journey. So if someone is somewhere and is brought to your website and they read something that is not a truth for you anymore, but for them it's a truth that resonates, and because of that they can open a portal, towards a program. So I was like, okay, yeah, you're right about that. So let's leave it. I will leave it online. But yeah, but yeah, but I'm not creating anymore. No. I'm just giving my love to the ones I love. And yeah, and just enjoying myself. Making some music and just, making a lamp out of, some sticks and a willow twigs and some old India fabric I have. I like to do things like that. And my whole house is well, for free. I don't give any money to furniture or things. For yeah, like, I don't know, like 20 years I like secondhand things and free things, and I just make something out of it. I have, my house is full of things that makes my heart happy, and when I look at it, it makes me happy. So it's like, it makes me so happy, and I love colors. And so yeah, and then I find a lamp of €1 at the secondhand store, and I just do some painting, and it's this whole different lamp. And yeah, and some candles, to for candles. I don't know how you call it in English, and I just they were only 50 cents, and I have some fun with it, and then I have this beautiful, and then I look at it, and every time I look at it, it's like, oh, it makes my heart so happy. So that is the thing I still do. I still create things, but for my own heart. you know I don't share it anymore. um, I don't want to give it, to the matrix anymore. What I've already given, okay, well, yeah, so be it. It's already in the metaverse, and they can do with it whatever they want, but no, not anymore. Yeah, so, and I don't know. I was going somewhere, but I don't know where I was going. Um, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, relationships. I was talking about relationships. Yeah. Well, within this prison holographic matrix, it's all trauma based. We meet each other, and it's just like two programs. The one is coming from the mother wound, and the other one is coming from the father wound, and they just and they are falling in love, and they experience love, like we know love in the Matrix. And then, we trigger. First we have the bubble, and then the bubble disappears, and then we trigger and trigger and trigger and trigger. And then, of course, we expand. Sometimes both expand in a similar way, and and we resolve programs, woundings with each other. And at a certain point, the one goes deeper than the other, because we don't go higher, we go deeper. But the one goes deeper within, and opens and releases more programs, so more frequencies start to activate again, and so the frequency becomes more attuned to 0 point and the void, the infinite source below us. And and you grow, and the separation starts, because you get to new levels of wounding you need to work through, and the other one is still here going through wounding there, so you need another one. So you fall in love again, and and that one has the same level of wounding as you, so, and then it starts all over again. But then you get stuck in loops, and the other one goes faster, and is getting out of that frequency of wounding, and he needs another one, and then he meets, and so it's all trauma based. And yeah, it's all trauma based. Yeah, so yeah, felt like sharing that. I don't know if I'm going to share another video after this one, because what's there left to say. Well, I do know that they are testing the 5G now here in the Netherlands very frequently. I don't know if you remember, but I talked about the AI program that was activated in my neighbor, and I picked, I took it into my heart, and my soul was guiding me through it, and I saw what the program was for. It was like she has to seduce as many men as possible and get the man into her bed and just, exchange fluids. So that was the program I saw. And then, of course, man, yeah, well, so it was. But it was an AI program, a matrix program that was activated in her, and I needed to, how do you call it? Take it, so it couldn't reach her, but take it, and take it into my heart, and alchemize it into my 0 point and into the void, into nothing. But it was, I've told you about it. It was so, it's not the energy you want to feel. It's not the energy. It's not even energy. It's the AI frequency it's all AI in a way. But the new reset they are going towards, the metaverse and the 5G, the transhumanism, they want to change the human into a robot, that we can, with a remote control through the 5G towers, and the smoke alarms, and the new lanterns, and the how you call it, that's in the ground. They are placing it everywhere. The new internet, oh, it goes so fast. The fiber, the glass fiber, it's all connected. It's all part of the control system, and it works together with the 5G towers that are everywhere here, and the phone. The phone is also the portal. So. And the Wi-Fi, so a lot. And but that new frequency, let's call it a frequency, but that 5G and the 6G that is also coming. But that is, I've experienced that. I needed to experience that. So I now know when they are playing with it, they are testing it. So they are testing it. And they are testing it a lot at the moment. And we're going towards the holidays, so the children are, more active and because of the holiday. So that's a good way to disguise it. But they are coming after our children. That's they are. It's all about the children. In every reset, it's all about the children because they need that, for the new reset. And I hear it now through soul family who have children, and I've experienced that frequency is being tested now for longer periods of time. And it's being reflected back to me. They want to launch it here in the Netherlands by April, but I believe it will be sooner. They say April, but I believe it's almost on its way. But we'll see, we'll see. But it was reflected back to me through soul family, and also a sister who has a daughter she did everything she could, but the daughter has the age of making her own decision, so she took the jab. And another sister who didn't all her children took the jab, but they're older children, they're adults. But the other sister has a younger child in her puberty. And something like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I don't know, a week ago, her daughter came to her in tears because he could see and hear, terrible, scary, thoughts coming into her mind. They wanted to come into her mind. And she told her mother that she could, there are thoughts they want to come into my mind. And it felt like she was going schizophrenic, and so her mother comforted her, and she was in tears, and her mother is is doing the work and was in her 0 point, and she could calm it down. So I just want to say, because that's happening here now in the Netherlands, they are constantly firing new programs, mind programs, at the ones who are having the jab, but also the ones who have not had the jab. Because, we also get through our food and stuff and what they, spray in the air, it enters the body, So the little bots, or how you want to call it. And it cannot reach you if you are in harmonic 0 point, because that's what I experience. So get to harmonic 0 point in alignment to the void and close this thing here. You don't want to be an antenna in this sick trauma-based matrix version of Earth. So so they're starting to do that. The children are very hyper at the moment, and I have another sister with 2 young children, and she experiences the same in a way. And I talked about it with her, and I'm going to give you the advice also, if you're a parent and you feel that your children are, very hyperactive and having strange behavior, and you feel it's not, it's not natural, and be very conscious about it and be in your 0 point, align to your 0 point, consciously, constantly, to the void, and take it into your heart. Love is the alchemizer, take it into your heart. Just set the intent of taking whatever they are sending towards your child, take it in. You will catch it, take it into your heart, you know, and you will alchemize it and make it formless into the void, you know, because that's how powerful you are, you know. You are truly a magician. And so let go of the stories, let go of the identities, let go of the careers, you know. Be there for your children now. Be fully conscious about it. Be there for your children now. That's the only thing that is important. And, you know, if they still are going to schools, please take, you know, if they are still going to schools, I would say use the co-ro-na show. Use it. Use it, you know. Do the test. Oh, yeah, you know. He has, you know, corona. He cannot go to school. Now I have to keep him in quarantine for 2 weeks, you know. Use it. Use it. Yeah. Oh, he has it again. Oh, I have to keep him in quarantine for 2 weeks. Yeah. Use it, use it, use it. Just, you know, use it. Use the system. And be there for your children. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, and some a very easy. It's very easy to do. It's just if you feel you're being pulled out of your center, you know, your 0 point. You can do this, you know, you just knock on your thymus very gently. Breathe in and breathe out. Just knock on your thymus. That's a way of pulling yourself back into your 0 point, a very easy way. You know, you just that's a very gentle and easy way of pulling yourself back into 0 point. Hey, Marley. And Marley is getting a sister this Saturday. This Saturday, a new sister is coming. Yeah. Well, I have been looking for a sister for Marley. A bit older, you know, 3 years old. Because he's older and he cannot have this puppy that is jumping around the whole time. So it needs to be a dog that's a bit older. So I was looking for a dog, well, sometime now. I don't know, like 8 months, something like that. And I just came across a dog and I was just like, okay, well, let's see and feel into it. But they never came to me, the dogs. So I let them go eventually every time. And this past Saturday, yeah, I was not looking, but I just saw this doggy, her soul, and she touched me so deeply. So I was like, okay, let's see if she's coming to me. You know, let's see what happens. And she was with me the whole time, so she was showing herself to me. So I was like, okay, well, then I will send a message. So I sent the message, and they had and the owners who, you know, she's doing her photography and she's, you know, it's too busy now and she doesn't have the time anymore, and the children are out of the home, and you know, and the dog is alone many times of the week, so they were like, oh, we have to do something and find a loving home. But it's a very spiritual family, you know. They're all so awakened and spiritual, and you know, so Tony, the new dog, was searching for the same energy, you know. So they had a lot of reactions, but not one of them was, you know, resonating with them. So when I decided to, you know, I had no questions. I was just telling about me and Marley and the life we are leading here, and you know, the things we do during the day, our walks and our adventures. And so I was basically just sharing what Tony could expect, And well, and there was this connection right away, and yeah. So we this past Monday we went, and yeah, and the moment and Marley was like, okay, oh, she's beautiful. I'm just gonna take my nap, and he went sleeping. He was like, you take the time with her, and oh, she's such a sweetheart. You will see her. I will have to show her. Yeah, and it was the heart connection touched me so deeply. So it was, I had. It's like Chula, the mother of Marley. She died 3 years ago. Well, yeah, a bit more maybe. Yeah. Well, around the same time, Tony, my new dog, was born. So I was like, it's like Chula, and I didn't, it's like Chula's coming back to me, but in a different jacket, a different form. So it all, yeah. So that's Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. I'm welcoming a new doggy, a new beautiful soul that is pure love. Yeah. Yeah, and Marley has a new playmate. Yeah. They can sleep together. Yeah. So we'll see if it's the soul of Chula. Or, yeah. Because when they went, I was not aware of the void yet, the source below us and the infinite source. Yeah, to infinity. And, but in that moment, I already knew that white light was distraction, was the false light, the white light. So I did told Chula and my other dogs, when they went, left the body, I told them to not come back to this prison realm, don't come back, just stay in the light. Stay in the light, but don't come back, don't do that. Don't come back for me. So I already told them that. And they were with me in 2021 in February. They assisted me with opening my heart because it was closed because of, well, an ex-partner who came into my life again and did this. And, well, and it closed a part of my heart because of fear. So they assisted me in that last layer of transformation of my father wounding. And they were, all three of them, Chula, Chester, and Gizmo, my first dog, they were with me and were laying on my heart, on my shoulders and my heart, and it went open. So I was like, okay, they're still here, they're still in the light, not in form yet. So so well done. But I now have the feeling that Chula's coming back in form. But she's coming with me and Marley and the others to the void when the time is here, when we have to leave our body. We go home. And yeah. And I also believe now that whoever you love and you're connected to them through this, cord, how do you call it? A cord of purity, born from 0 point. Well, you can show them the way when it's time to leave the body and go to the void. Yeah. So you don't have to do it that long, but yeah, that's a way, to get back to 0 point. Calm your heart down, if there's anxiety, it's a way to calm your heart down. And if you have sudden fear, like, like, you need more power, you need that, I can do this. Bam, I showed you before. And your lungs, just, I can do this. I got this. There's nothing to fear about. You do it like that. but with a loose pulse. I showed you before, you know. And there's another one, very, 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 very simple. Everyone can do it. Yes. You do, you know, hands like that. So hands like that. Yeah, hands like that. There you go. And then do it like this. It brings calmness immediately. Immediately. You will feel it. Just be present. And just breathe in, breathe out. And come to your 0 point. So, you know. Very simple, but very effective. Very effective. Yeah. So, well, 1 hour and 10 minutes. And I wanted to keep it short. But you know me. When I flow, I keep flowing. So, yeah. Well, that's it for now. And hang in there and know it's all mind control. It's all programming, you know. Nothing is real. So just let the past be the past, and there is no future. There's only now. And everything is present in this now moment. All is already here. And work on it. But don't get lost in all the stories and identities. And I have to save everyone. No, the only thing you have to do now we are in the end of the reset, this reset. Be with you in 0 point. And everything, every loop, every program that enters your mind, enters your heart, just, you know, let the emotions come. If they want to come, let them come. And then transform it into through the love of your heart and, you know, through your 0 point into the void where it becomes formless. And look out for your children. Be there for your children. Yeah. Well, if you have any questions, you know, you can contact me through the contact form on my website. I will get back to you through email. And yeah. Is there anything else? No, I don't think so. This is it for now. Well, much love to you all, and there is a way out, remember, you know. We can go home as soon as we leave this body, you know. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear. And remember how powerful you are. Remember how powerful you are. You are the magician. You are the alchemizer, the alchemist. Yeah, you got this. You got this. Okay. Love to you all.